How are you, darlings? Welcome to Tuesday. I am outside today. While I spend time with you all, we're going to start the 4-hour work week. Um, Yesterday we left off on page 267. Today we are on page 268. We will be talking about increasing investments, prove increased output offsite, prepare the quantifiable business benefit, propose a revocable trial period, and expand remote time. Let's get into it, shall we? Make sure it's supposed to rain soon, so I'm going to be quick. And we're going to go ahead and hopefully end out this chapter before it does. Increase investment. First, he speaks with his boss on July 12th about additional training that might be available to employees. He proposes having the company pay for a 4-week industrial design class to help him better interface with clients. Being sure to mention the benefit to the boss and business, he'll decrease intra-departmental back and forth and increase both client results and billable time. Sherwood wants the company to invest as much as possible in him so that the loss is greater if he quits. Step 2. Prove increased output offsite. Second, he calls in sick the next Tuesday and Wednesday, July 18th and 19th, to showcase his remote working productivity. He decides to call in sick between Tuesday and Thursday for 2 reasons. It looks less like a lie for a 3-day weekend, and it also enables him to see how well he functions in social isolation without the imminent reprieve of the weekend. He ensures that he doubles his work output on both days, leaves an email trail of some sort for his boss to notice. Have a great week, boys and gentlemen. He ensures that without the imminent reprieve of the weekend, he ensures he doubles his work output on both days, leaves an email trail of some sort for his boss to notice, and keeps quantifiable records of what he accomplished for reference during later negotiations. Since he uses expensive CAD software that is only licensed on his office desktop, Sherwood installs a free trial of GoToMyPC remote access software so that he can pilot his office computer from home. Step 3. Prepare the quantifiable business benefit. Third, Sherwood creates a bullet point list of how much more he achieved outside the office with explanations. He realizes that he needs to present remote working as a good business decision and not a personal perk. The quantifiable end result was 3 more designs per day than his usual average and 3 total hours of additional billable client time. For explanations, he identifies removal of commute and fewer distractions from office noise. Step 4. Hello, welcome to the channel, darling. Amar saying, hi, darling, how are you, love? Reading the 4-hour work week by Tim Ferriss. Okay. Step 4. Fourth, fresh off completing the comfort challenges from previous chapters, Sherwood confidently proposes an innocent 1-day per week remote work trial period for 2 weeks. He plans a script in advance, but does not make it a PowerPoint presentation or otherwise give it the appearance of something serious or irreversible. Amar Singh, Madame, I like that. Nice to meet you, darling. Welcome. Sherwood knocks on his boss's office door around 3 p.m. on a relatively relaxed Thursday, July 27th, the week after his absence, and his script looks like the following. Stock phrases are underlined and footnotes explain negotiating points. Sherwood, hi, Bill. Do you have a quick second? Bill, sure. What's up? Sherwood, I just wanted to bounce an idea off of you that's been on my mind. 2 minutes should be plenty. Bill, okay, shoot. Sherwood, last week, as you know, I was sick. Long story short, I decided to work at home despite feeling terrible. So here's the funny part. I thought I would not get nothing done, but ended up finishing 3 more designs than usual on both days, plus I put in 3 more billable hours than usual without the commute, office noise, distractions, etc. Okay, so here's where I'm going. Just as a trial, I'd like to propose working from home Mondays and Tuesdays for just 2 weeks. You can veto it whenever you want, and I'll come in if we need to do meetings, but I'd like to try it for just 2 weeks and review the results. I'm 100% confident that I'll get twice as much done. Does that seem reasonable? Bill, what if we need to share client designs? Sure would. That's a program called Go to My PC that I used to access the office computer when I was sick. I can view everything remotely, and I'll have my cell phone on me 24/7. So what do you think? Test it out starting next Monday and see how much more I get done? Bill, okay, fine, but it's just a test. I have a meeting in 5 and have to run, but let's talk soon. Sure would. Great. Thanks for the time. I'll keep you posted on it all. I'm sure you'll be pleasantly surprised. Sherwood didn't expect to get 2 days per week approved. He asked for 2 so that in the case his boss refused, he could ask for just 1 as a fallback position, bracket 2. Why didn't Sherwood go for 5 days remote per week? 2 reasons. First, it's a lot for management to accept off the bat. We need to ask for an inch and turn it into a foot without setting off panic alarms. Second, it is a good idea to hone your remote working abilities, rehearse a bit before shooting for the big time, as it decreases the likelihood of crisis and screw-ups that will get remote rights revoked. Step 5, expand remote time. Sherwood ensures that his days outside of the office are his most productive to date, even minimally dropping in-office production to heighten the contrast. He sets a meeting to discuss the results with his boss on August 15th and prepares a bullet point page detailing increased results and items completed compared to in-office time. He suggests upping the ante to 4 days per week remote for a 2-week trial, fully prepared to concede to 3 days if need be. Sherwood. It really turned out better than I expected. If you look at the numbers, it makes a lot of business sense, and I'm enjoying work a lot more now. So here we are. I'd like to suggest if you think it makes sense that I try 4 days a week for another 2-week trial. I was thinking that coming in Friday would make sense to prepare for the coming weekend, but we could do whatever day you prefer. Thank you, darling. Bill. Sherwood, I'm really not sure we can do that. Sherwood, what's your main concern? Bill, it seems like you're on your way out. I mean, are you going to quit on us? Second, what if everyone wants to do the same? Sherwood, fair enough. Good points. First, to be honest, I was close to quitting before with all the interruptions and commute and whatnot, but I'm actually feeling great now with the change in routine. I'm doing more and feel relaxed for a change. Second, no one should be allowed to work remotely unless they can show increased productivity, and I'm the perfect experiment. If they can show it, however, why not let them do it on a trial basis? It lowers costs for the office, increases productivity, and makes employees happier. So what do you say? Can I test it out for 2 weeks and come in Fridays to take care of the office stuff? I'll still document everything, and you, of course, have the right to change your mind at any point. Bill, man, you are an insistent one. Okay, we'll give it a shot, but don't go blabbing about it. Sherwood, of course. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate the trust. Talk to you soon. Sherwood continues to be productive at home and maintains his lower in-office performance. He reviews the results with his boss after 2 weeks and continues with 4 remote days per week for an additional 2 weeks until Tuesday, September 19th, when he requests a full-time remote trial of 2 weeks while he is visiting relatives out of the state. Sherwood's team is in the middle of a project that requires his expertise, and he is prepared to quit if his boss refuses. He realizes that just as you want to negotiate ad pricing close to deadlines, getting what you want often depends more on when you ask for it than how you ask for it. Though he would prefer not to quit, his income from shirts is more than enough to fund his dream lines of Oktoberfest and beyond. His boss of Quincy's in Sherwood doesn't have to use his threat of quitting. He goes home that evening and buys a $524 round-trip ticket, less than 1 week shirt sales to Munich for Oktoberfest. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Oktoberfest. Ooh. Now he can implement all the time saving possible and hack out the essentials. Somewhere between drinking wheat beer and dancing in Lederhosen, Sherwood will get his work done in fine form, leaving his company better off than prior to 80/20 and leaving himself all the time in the world. But hold on a second. What if your boss still refuses? This is 4-hour work week time, darling. Then they force your hand. If upper management won't see the light, you'll just have to use the next chapter to fire their asses. How much I got left? 6%. Let's get through it. An alternative, the hourglass approach. It can be effective to take a longer period of absence up front in what some new rich have termed the hourglass approach. So named because you use a long proof of concept up front to get a short remote agreement and then negotiate back up to full-time out of the office. Here's what it looks like. Number 1, use a pre-planned project or emergency, family issue, personal issue, relocation, home repairs, whatever that requires you to take 1 or 2 weeks out of the office. Number 2, say that you recognize you can't stop working and that you would prefer to work instead of taking vacation days. Number 3, propose. Okay. Number 3, propose how you can work remotely and offer, if necessary, to take a pay cut for that period and that period only if performance isn't up to par upon returning. Number 4, allow the boss to calibrate on how to do it so that he or she is invested in the process. Number 5, make the 2 weeks off the most productive period you've ever had at work. Number 6, show your boss the quantifiable results upon returning and tell him or her that without all the distractions, commute, etc., you can get twice as much done 2 or 3 days at home per week as a trial for 2 weeks. 7, make those remote days ultra productive. 8, suggest only 1 or 2 days in the office per week. 9, make those days the least productive of the week. 10, suggest complete mobility. The boss will go for it. And then there's the question and answer section, which we will go through later. I'm going to wrap this up for right now. Will be chapter 13, Beyond Repair, okay, for the 4-hour work week by Timothy Ferriss. So as of right now, we are on page 272. We did good. Awesome. I thank you for tuning in, Love Tubers. We will continue the 4-hour work week tomorrow. I didn't make it to the Libby today, but I plan on being there tomorrow because I rolled a lot of scrumptiousness. I got 6% on the battery left. Ooh, I did write 2 more songs last night about some things that we should address as far as community for one, and then as far as humanity for the other. Okay. So one I called The Impersonator, and the second one I called Rise Up and Shine. And the first one covers Black femicide with children, and the second one covers some of the things that have gone on as far as the toy box. I read about while I was listening to the toy box. They were talking about the murder sprees across country from one of the main truck drivers. Just now finding out some of the things him and his family were doing and accomplished. And I said, this is just horrible, and wrote up about it. So that's how I spent my morning. That and interviews and grants. I did attend a grant meeting, skip grant meeting, and they have one every few days for like $1,000 if you win. It's the simplest grant, one of the simplest grants you can do, actually. That one and the Galaxy grant are two of the easiest ones to complete. So, yes. Thank you for tuning in. Have a lovely evening, and I will be spending some time with you later, of course. Happy Tuesday.